Friends India, land of spices, Bollywood, and the BJP? That's right. The Bharatiya Janata Party, or BJP, is huge in India right now. Bigger than a Bollywood blockbuster. They're the main political party running the show. Think of it like this. The BJP is like that band everyone thought was a one-hit wonder. Suddenly they're selling out stadiums and winning all the awards. How did that happen? Well, buckle up, because we're going deep into the wild world of the BJP. Their story is full of twists, turns, and more drama than an Indian soap opera. We're talking ideology, elections, and some seriously big personalities. This isn't just about politics, it's about understanding India today, so grab some samosas and get comfy. It's time for a crash course on the BJP and why it matters. To understand the BJP, we need to rewind a bit. Think back to the 1950s. India's fresh out of British rule, figuring out its identity. That's when a group forms called the Jana Sangh. They believed in Hindutva, making India's Hindu identity central. But the Jana Sangh struggled to gain widespread support.
Fast forward to 1980. The Jana Sangh morphs into the BJP. They're like the upgraded version with new features but the same core software. They still hold on to Hindutva, but they soften the edges a bit. The BJP's message resonates, especially with those who feel their values are being ignored.
This is where the story gets interesting, because the BJP taps into something powerful, a sense of identity and belonging. The 1990s were a time of massive change in India. Think globalization, economic liberalization, and a whole lot of uncertainty. People were looking for something to believe in. Enter the BJP. They promised stability and a strong India on the world stage.
They had a secret weapon, Atal Bihari Vajpayee, a poet, a statesman, and a connector with the average Indian. Vajpayee led the BJP to its first taste of power. It was a short-lived but significant victory.
And more they got. The BJP continued to grow, becoming a major force in Indian politics. By the 2010s, the BJP was a political powerhouse. They had a clear vision, a strong organization, and a leader who captivated the nation, Narendra Modi.
Modi, folks, is a different breed of politician. He's a charismatic orator, a tireless campaigner, and a master of social media. He connected with young Indians, especially those who felt left behind by the old guard. In 2014, Modi led the BJP to a landslide victory, the first single-party majority in decades. It was a seismic shift in Indian politics. The BJP was no longer just a contender, they were the dominant force.
So what did they do with this newfound power? They implemented a range of policies reflecting their ideology. They focused on economic growth, national security, and promoting Indian culture and values. Think of it like this. The BJP took the wheel and steered India in a new direction. Some people loved the ride, praising their bold reforms and decisive leadership. Others, however, felt a little carsick, expressing concerns about social divisions and shrinking space for dissent. Section 5. The Modi Phenomenon, Charisma and Controversies.
Love him or hate him, you can't ignore Narendra Modi. He's like the Beyoncé of Indian politics. Everyone has an opinion and he dominates the headlines.
Modi's appeal lies in his image as a strong, decisive leader. He's seen as a man of the people, someone who understands the aspirations of everyday Indians.
He's also a master communicator, using social media and rallies to connect directly with millions.
However, Modi's tenure hasn't been without controversy. Critics accuse him of centralizing power, undermining democratic institutions, and exacerbating religious tensions.
His supporters argue that he's a strong leader who's not afraid to make tough decisions. They point to his economic reforms and efforts to improve India's global standing as evidence of his success.
Modi's legacy remains a subject of intense debate. Whether you see him as a hero or a villain, there's no denying his profound impact on India. He's reshaped Indian politics and left an indelible mark on the nation's psyche. Section 6. The socio-economic landscape under BJP.
Okay, so the BJP's been in charge for a while now. What's changed in India? Well, it's complicated.
On one hand, the economy has grown under their watch. They've pushed for big infrastructure projects like new roads and airports. They've also tried to make it easier to do business in India, which businesses love.
But not everyone's feeling the love. Critics argue that the gap between the rich and poor has widened, and that many farmers and workers are struggling. It's like throwing a lavish party, but forgetting to invite half the guests.
Socially, things have gotten, well, tense. The BJP's emphasis on Hindu identity has made some religious minorities feel anxious. There's been a rise in hate speech and violence against Muslims, which is never a good look.
It's like that moment when you realize your favorite band's new album has some killer tracks, but some songs make you cringe. The BJP's impact on India is a mixed bag. They've made some positive changes, but also created new challenges. Figuring out the balance is the million-dollar question.
Section 7. Critics and controversies, a party of polarizing views.
The BJP isn't exactly known for avoiding controversy. They're like that friend who loves to play devil's advocate, even when nobody asked.
One of the biggest criticisms they face is their stance on secularism, which is like the separation of church and state. Critics say the BJP is trying to make India a Hindu nation, which makes religious minorities nervous.
Then there's their record on free speech. They've been accused of cracking down on dissent and silencing critics. Not exactly a good look for a democratic country.
And let's not forget about their economic policies. While some praise their business-friendly approach, others say it's all about helping the rich get richer, while the poor get poorer.
The BJP argues they're just trying to make India a stronger, more prosperous nation. But their critics see them as divisive and authoritarian. It's a debate that's likely to rage on for years to come.
Section 8. The future of the BJP, challenges and opportunities.
So what's next for the BJP? Well, they're not going anywhere anytime soon. They've got a strong grip on Indian politics, and their brand of nationalism continues to resonate with many.
But they've also got some challenges ahead. The economy is slowing down, and unemployment is a major concern. If they can't deliver on their promise of prosperity, they could lose support.
Plus, there's growing discontent among young people, who are increasingly vocal about issues like climate change and social justice. The BJP needs to find a way to connect with this generation, or risk alienating them altogether.
Think of it like this. The BJP is like a band that's had a string of hit albums. But to stay on top, they need to keep evolving, experimenting with new sounds, and finding ways to connect with new audiences. The future of the BJP, and indeed of India, depends on their ability to navigate these challenges and seize the opportunities that lie ahead. It's a story that's still being written, and one that's sure to be full of surprises.